Here's a fun exercise. For the next notification channel, let's choose one that I've personally never tried. And you'll see in real time how easy it is to set up. Let's go with SMS notifications. So it looks like Laravel uses Nexmo behind the scenes. You can check it out here, and you can even try it for free. So if you're working along, give it a shot. It doesn't require a credit card number. You can test it out immediately. Okay, so I've done that. I've confirmed my email address, and it brings me here to the dashboard. And notice I have a small starting balance I can play with. All right, so let's get started. In the documentation, we need to pull in the Nexmo notification channel. And while that's doing its thing, that will also pull in the Nexmo Laravel package. Okay, it includes a configuration file, and it reads these environment variables, Nexmo key and Nexmo secret. Let's do that now. In my environment file at the bottom, I will define Nexmo key and Nexmo secret. And let's see if we can find it. So here we go. Maybe under my account. Settings, maybe. Key C. Okay, so I'm assuming it's these two right here. So let's copy that. And the secret as well. Don't try to use these, of course. I'm going to reset them as soon as the video is complete. Okay, let's keep going. Next, we need to add a configuration option in our config services file that will define where the text messages are being sent from, a phone number. Okay, we'll go to config, services. I'm going to paste that in, and I assume I need to generate a unique phone number through Nexmo. So I see this test numbers. Yeah, I'm assuming this is test numbers. Let's see. Until you make your first payment, you can only send messages to these numbers. All right, that's important to know. I assume any other number that is not approved here will trigger an error. Okay, we'll come back to that. Let's go to SMS. I don't see anything there. Where can I generate a phone number? Maybe numbers here. Your numbers. Okay, so here we have virtual phone numbers, and it looks like I have one here. Right, I think that's what we need. So I will switch back and paste that in, and we'll keep going. Next, we need to format it. So let's go back to payment received. This is that notification class. And if I scroll down, up until this point, we're sending on two channels. We fire off an email to the user, and we also store it in the database to display their notifications when they visit their dashboard or something like this. So now we're going to add Nexmo. And in order to translate the notification for text message, obviously it's going to be quite different than what an email might look like. So if I switch back, this is where the toNexmo method comes into play. So yeah, notice for each channel, you will have a prefix of to, and then the name of the channel. So to mail, you could have to array or to database, I think, if I remember correctly. But let's add this one to Nexmo. And all I'm going to say here is your Laracast payment has been received and processed. Something like that. Now, a quick note, if on a per user basis, you want to change where the text message is being sent from, you could provide a phone number here. All right, let's keep going. So now, short codes, I think that would be like templates with Nexmo. Let's keep going. Same thing here. Yeah, there's that. Okay, here's the final step. So think about it right now. If I wanted to fire off a notification to the user, well, yes, we can store it in the database. And yes, we can send an email because every user has an email. But what about the phone number? We need some way to specify which phone number this is being sent to. So this is where the route notification for Nexmo method comes into play. And you would place this on your user model. So let's add it down here at the bottom. And yeah, as you see here, we're presuming when the user signs up, they would provide their phone number. Or in their settings area, you need to have some place for them to enter a phone number that will be saved to their user record in the database. Now, if you don't mind, I'm just going to hard code my own number. But yeah, in real life, this would be dynamic. And I'll do that behind the scenes. And I think that's it. We can try it out. So here's that payments page. We'll give it a shot. And whoops, we forgot to import Nexmo right up here. Sorry about that. Pull that in, switch back, give it one more shot. And there we go. So now, and actually I just received it. At this point, using this one class, we fired off a notification through email. So the user now has an email. We have updated a notification in the database for the user. And we've also sent them a text message. So clearly, you don't have to do all three. In real life, you might stick with database and mail, or only mail, or SMS notifications only if they toggle a checkbox in their settings area. And that's where the notifiable object comes into play. Remember, that's usually the user object. So you could do something like notifiable once SMS, or you could have a preferences object or JSON section to read things like that. And then you determine whether or not to use the Nexmo channel here. And that's all there is to it. I've now received a text message from Nexmo that says your Laracast payment has been processed. And we went in completely blind. It's so easy.